Hello everyone, welcome back to Learn Flow English, the place where learning English becomes easy, powerful, and inspiring. Today, I have an amazing story for you. This story is not only for your English listening practice, but it will also inspire you deeply. The story is called Nothing is Free. It teaches us that hard work, patience, and determination can completely change a person's life. There was a young man named Ryan, a 20-year-old boy living in a small quiet town surrounded by beautiful mountains. Ryan had huge dreams. He wanted to own a famous chain of bakeries and become a successful businessman one day. But life was not easy for him. Ryan's family was struggling financially. His father Daniel worked as a car mechanic, and his mother Emma cleaned houses to support the family. Ryan also had a little sister named Lily, who was only 10 years old and looked up to him like a hero. One cold evening, Ryan sat outside his tiny house staring at the stars. Softly, he whispered to himself. I want to give my family a better life, but how can I start when we barely have enough money to survive? The next day, Ryan shared his dreams with his father. Daniel sighed and said, Ryan, dreams are not free. If you want something, you must fight for it. Start with what you have, even if it's very small. Those words stayed in Ryan's mind. Later that day, an idea suddenly came to him. He noticed that people in his town loved fresh bread, but the nearest bakery was very far away. Ryan decided to start selling fresh bread in his town. But there was one problem. He had no money to buy the bread. Still, Ryan refused to give up. He decided to visit the bakery owner, an old man named Mr. Thompson. Ryan walked for miles to meet him. When he finally arrived, he said confidently, Mr. Thompson, I want to sell your bread in my town. I don't have money right now, but please trust me for 1 week. I'll sell the bread, return your money, and keep only a small profit. Mr. Thompson raised an eyebrow and asked, Why should I trust you, young man? Ryan looked straight into his eyes and replied, Because I'm determined, and I'll work hard to prove myself. After a long silence, the old man finally nodded. All right. I'll give you bread for 1 week. But if you fail to pay me back, don't come here again. Ryan felt excited and thankful. The next morning, before sunrise, he carried the bread back to his town and placed a small stand near the park. With energy and a smile, he shouted. Fresh bread. Warm and delicious fresh bread. At first, people were unsure. But Ryan offered free samples, and slowly customers started buying. By the end of the day, every loaf was sold. That evening, Ryan returned to Mr. Thompson and paid him back completely. The old man smiled slightly and said, You kept your word. Come back tomorrow. From that day, Ryan worked harder than ever before. Every morning at 4 a.m., he walked to the bakery, carried heavy bread back to town, and sold it all day long with passion and positivity. After 2 months, he saved enough money to buy a small cart. Now he could transport more bread easily. One day, a customer said to him, Ryan, why don't you bake your own bread? If you bake it yourself, you'll earn much more profit. The idea excited him, but also scared him. He had never baked anything before. That night, Ryan realized an important truth. Nothing is free. Not success. Not knowledge. Not growth. If I want to succeed, I must take risks and learn. The next morning, Ryan asked Mr. Thompson, Can you teach me how to bake? The old man frowned. If I teach you, you won't need to buy bread from me anymore. Why should I help you? Ryan answered honestly. You gave me my first chance. I'll never forget that. And if I succeed, I'll help your bakery too. Mr. Thompson stayed quiet for a moment, then finally said. Fine. But baking is not easy. It takes patience, hard work, and discipline. The lessons began the very next day at 3 a.m. Ryan learned how to mix flour, knead dough, and bake bread perfectly. At first, he failed badly. Some bread became too hard. Some became too soft. Sometimes he ruined entire batches. One day, after another terrible mistake, Ryan sat down feeling defeated. "Maybe I'm not good enough," he whispered. But then he remembered his father's words. "Dreams are not free." Slowly, Ryan understood that every mistake was teaching him something valuable. So he stood up again. Day after day, he practiced with determination. And finally, after weeks of effort, Mr. Thompson handed him a loaf of bread and said proudly, "This is perfect, Ryan. You're ready." Ryan was overjoyed. Soon, he rented a small oven and started baking from home. His family helped him every day. Lily packed the bread carefully, and his mother Emma made tea for him during long nights of work. As time passed, Ryan started making cookies, pastries, and cakes too. People loved his products. But success brought new challenges. One day, a new bakery opened in town. It belonged to a young businessman named Jason. His bakery was modern, colorful, and fancy. Slowly, many customers started going there instead. Ryan became worried. "What if I lose everything?" he thought. But instead of giving up, he decided to improve himself. He asked customers, "What can I do better?" Some people said Jason's bakery looked cleaner. Others liked his cake designs. Ryan listened carefully. Using his savings, he painted his cart, added decorations, and learned cake decorating by watching videos in the library. Little by little, customers returned. One evening, an elderly woman told him, "I've seen many young men quit when life becomes difficult. But you didn't. That's why people trust you." Her words filled Ryan with pride and strength. Months later, Ryan finally rented a small shop. It wasn't huge, but it felt warm and welcoming. He proudly named it Ryan's Fresh Bakes. Every morning before sunrise, he baked fresh bread with love and opened the shop with a smile. His family worked beside him every day. But life still had one more test waiting for him. One stormy night, while closing the bakery, Ryan smelled smoke. He rushed inside and saw flames near the oven. Quickly, he grabbed water and stopped the fire before it spread further. But sadly, much of his equipment was destroyed. The next morning, townspeople gathered outside his bakery. Some whispered sadly, "Maybe this is the end for Ryan." Ryan felt heartbroken. But he refused to quit. Standing outside the damaged bakery, he said firmly, "This is only another challenge. I've survived hard times before, and I'll survive this too." He checked his savings and realized he didn't have enough money to repair everything. Fear entered his heart for a moment. But then he remembered how his journey started, with nothing except a dream and determination. Instead of sitting helplessly, Ryan started baking from home again using whatever equipment he still had. He told his customers, "I won't let you down. I'll continue serving you, even if it's only a small amount for now." The people of the town admired his courage. Some donated ingredients. Some offered money. Others helped repair the bakery. Ryan learned an important lesson. When people see you working hard and refusing to quit, they want to support you. After months of effort, the bakery reopened. And this time, it was more beautiful than ever before. Fresh paint covered the walls. New decorations brightened the shop. Ryan even introduced cupcakes, muffins, and special desserts. On reopening day, the mayor visited and said, "Ryan, you are an inspiration to this town. You proved that determination can overcome anything." Ryan smiled and replied, "Nothing in life is free. Not success, not respect, not love. Everything must be earned through patience, hard work, and persistence. Never let failure stop you." Every challenge is simply another step toward success. From that day forward, Ryan's Fresh Bakes became more than just a bakery. It became a symbol of hope. People from nearby towns visited just to meet the young man who never gave up. And Ryan's story teaches us 4 powerful lessons. Number 1. Dreams are not free. They require sacrifice and hard work. Number 2. Failure is not the end. It's a chance to learn and grow stronger. Number 3. When you help yourself first, others will begin helping you too. And number 4. Never give up. Sometimes the darkest moments come right before success. Ryan didn't just build a bakery. He built a life full of purpose, pride, and respect. And you can do the same. No matter what your dream is, never stop chasing it. Remember, nothing is free. But everything is possible.